Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a fun stitch in store for you. I am going to teach you guys how to crochet the waffle stitch. And if you guys joined me yesterday for Making It Monday, which is my knitting tutorials, I taught you guys how to knit the waffle stitch. So today I thought I would teach you how to crochet the waffle stitch in case there's crocheters out there and not knitters. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. I typed up kind of the pattern or how to do the stitch here on my screen, as you can see. So if you guys want to take a screenshot of that and keep it for future reference, it's really helpful to have. So first thing you're going to want to do is chain a multiple of 3 stitches. So if you're new to crochet, what I mean by that is you just want to chain 3, 3, 3, 3, however many sets of 3 you need to make your project as wide as you're making, whether you're making a baby blanket, a scarf, a wrap, whatever. You just need to have a foundation chain and sets of 3. Okay, and so the first row, I'll just go over this here with you real quick. You're going to want to DC. DC stands for double crochet. And if you guys need help with crochet or knitting abbreviations also, I did a while back record videos on some common abbreviations used in crochet and knitting. And you can find that over on my YouTube channel as well. So just in case you're not familiar with written terms. So DC stands for double crochet. So to do this pattern, you are going to need to know how to make, of course, chain. And then you'll need to know how to do double crochet and FPDC, which stands for front post double crochet. Again, I've done videos on all this over on my channel, so you guys can go back and review some of my previous videos if you need help learning how to do those, or if you need a refresher. I would say this is probably a more advanced stitch. Now, that's not to say that a new crocheter couldn't do these. It's not hard, but it does use a little bit more advanced stitches with this pattern. So let me show you a swatch that I made. Let me zoom out a little bit because I'm like right up on my screen here. So here is an example of the crocheted waffle stitch. It's kind of 3-dimensional, sticks up here. So if you see how these stitches here, or these double crochets sort of pop out, that's your front post double crochets. So it does kind of give it a nice little 3D effect. And it really does look like a waffle, you know, a little waffle squares you pour your syrup in. But that is an example that I made. So let's go ahead and jump in here and we will get started. Let me grab some yarn here. What color am I going to use? Sorry guys, I should have probably had this planned out before I got on screen here. Okay, so I'll go ahead and use the same color I used with my knitting waffle stitch. It's kind of a beige color. So let me drop my tripod down here and we will go ahead and get started. Okay, so you can go ahead and grab your crochet hook and yarn, whatever size you're using. And let's start with a foundation chain. So let's go ahead and make, whoops, my ball of yarn's running away. So we need to chain a multiple of 3 stitches. I'm just going to do, let's say 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we'll just do 12. And row 1, it says double crochet in the 5th chain from the hook. So we just have to count back. Remember, this doesn't ever count. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And in this 5th chain, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to double crochet into this bump here. And remember, if you need a refresher on how to do any of these stitches, please go back and view those videos. I'm going to try to get through this kind of quickly, so I'm not going to explain in too much detail how to do them. And then it says we need to just go ahead and double crochet in the rest of the stitches all the way across the row. So that's what I'm doing now. Okay, last stitch here. Alright, so that's row 1. You're just going to double crochet in the 5th chain from your hook and then all the way across to the end of the row. Now it says row 2, and I do want to note something that usually when you do your end of the row for double crochet, you'll chain 2. I like to do the stacked single crochet. You don't have to do that with this pattern if you want to just do your chain 2 if you're more comfortable with that. But on the screen I did type up you could either do a CH2, which is chain 2, or I put /SSC, which is stacked single crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and do the stacked single crochet. Again, I have videos explaining how to do that if you want to learn. And then just keep in mind that either whether you do a chain 2 or stacked single crochet, that's always going to count as your first double crochet in this pattern. So that's the first one. And then the pattern says we need to front post double crochet, or FPDC. So I'm just going to yarn over and do a front post around the next one. And then it says to double crochet in the next. So we're going to go into our next stitch here, and just make sure you're not grabbing the one behind the front post you just made. So if you turn it this way, that belongs to the stitch you just made. So you're going to actually go into this next one here. So double crochet. Whoops, trying to do a half double. Nope, there we go. And then in parentheses it says front post double crochet 2 times, double crochet 1 time. And so if you see a pattern, sometimes it'll have asterisks, sometimes it'll have brackets or, you know, parentheses around it or whatever. That just means you're going to continue to repeat that until the end or until it indicates otherwise. So our pattern for the repeat says front post double crochet times 2, so 2 times. So in the next one, we're going to front post double crochet, and we're going to do that again in the next one. And then it says DC, which stands for double crochet in the next. And we're going to do that again. So front post 2 times. And double crochet in the last. And remember, if you fold your work forward, this belongs to that front post we just did. So we actually want to go in this one right here, and it's kind of curved. So just do the best you can. The first row is kind of, sometimes can be tricky getting into those stitches. So double crochet in that. And then we're either going to chain 2 or do the stack single, whatever you prefer. I'm going to go ahead and do the stack single crochet. I think I got some of my hair in there. I don't know, do you guys have that problem? I shed so much and then my hair always gets in my yarn. Okay, and so row 3, that's the first row. Our foundation row here was just double crochet. Then we did our repeat, which is row 2. Now we're going to start on row 3. And row 3 says to double crochet times 2, or 2 times. So just remember what we said about the last row. So this stitch here, or a stacked single crochet, counts as a double crochet. So that's 1. So we're going to go into the next one and do double crochet and another double crochet. So really that should be 3 double crochets. But just remember that in this particular pattern that will count as a stitch, and then you're going to do 2 more double crochets after. And now in parentheses it says front post double crochet and double crochet times 2. So in the next one we're going to go down here, and you can see where it's kind of already popped up a little bit. We're going to front post double crochet around that same post. And then we're going to double crochet 2 times. 1, 2, and we're going to repeat that. So front post again, and then 2 double crochets. Okay, and that is the end of row 3. Pretty easy. Like I said, once you get the rhythm down, it's not really hard at all. It's just getting your head wrapped around the pattern and memorizing it. And then it says to repeat rows 2 and 3 until desired length of your project. So that's it. Like I said, you do the first row, which is all double crochets, and then you have row 2 and row 3, and you're just going to alternate those 2. And when you get a little more in there, this is what it looks like. Like I said, it's a pretty stitch. I've not really done it before, just because I've never made anything that I thought I would need to use it for, but it is a really pretty stitch. It does seem to use quite a bit of yarn, so it's kind of a yarn pig of a project. So if you have a bunch of scrap yarn you want to get used up, I think this would make a really cute scrappy blanket. I think really you could even do like small squares just like this size of different colors and then join them together. That would look cute. So anyway, yeah, that is how you do the crocheted waffle stitch. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments down below and I will get back with you. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm here for you guys every Tuesday with crochet tutorials for Tutorial Tuesday. And if you're a knitter or you want to learn how to knit, I also post videos on Monday for knitting. And you can check me out also on social media under boho_stitchery on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I hope this video was helpful to you guys, and we'll see you next week. Bye!